All right.
Woo! Yay!
No, it's good. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Corona-infested waters of the current. No, it's kidding. No, seriously. Welcome to the current, the entertainment news show in which we talk about current entertainment news, whether it's Korean or it's Rust and New Mexican or it's Omarion or Amaricron. We try to, keep it updated because the industry is very choppy waters. So let's keep it up to date. See what's floating in the ocean. Today our topics will be. There's apples on point with my thunder.
Korean gender war.
Nice.
Rust updates. Royally. What?
Royally screwed.
She got it. Taemin updates. Woo! What it?
Hallyu visa. I don't know. Is that how you say it? Okay. Whoa, that was a great guess.
Nice.
All right. So the first topic of today is Korean gender war. Back on December 30th, 2021. It's like, it feels so long ago.
Right. I was going to say that too.
Why are we doing this?
It's only been 2 weeks.
Right? Oh, don't do that. Jin Young Girls High School offered their students the opportunity to write letters to soldiers who are completing their mandatory military service. The school reportedly offered an hour of community service to the female students who participated in the activity. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm interested in where this story is
going.
going. Right.
Yeah,
All right.
While the high school attempted to create a thoughtful and encouraging act for the men serving in the military, the situation quickly went south. And when it was revealed that a few of the female students sent sarcastic letters filled with mockery and sarcasm.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Insulting.
Right. Well, that is very rude. While most of the letters were positive, on January 11, 2022, an active soldier uploaded a photo of a handwritten letter that was allegedly sent to him from Jim Young Girls High School student that wasn't.
So it wasn't positive. It was. Yeah. Okay.
The letter reads. And the letter reads, "To Mr. Soldier, hello, this is Jin Young Girls High School. Thank you for your service even in the cold weather. Is your military service difficult? Nevertheless, I hope you live diligently. There are a lot of hardships that one has to face in their lifetimes. So don't you think you need to get over this military service to be considered a real man? I had to participate in this stupid community service even though I'm fucked as a senior in high school. So you should be working hard too." There was a line that was slashed through that said, there's a song in the army they sang about being born as a man, blah, 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 with a note from the writer saying, "I was told to erase this part. Anyways, fighting, it's cold, so if it snows, be sure to work hard to clear it." And it ends with another smiley face.
What?
In the wintertime, soldiers are forced to sweep and clean up all the snow on their base as a part of their training process. And soldiers are oftentimes not given proper snow clearing equipment, but rather brooms and other random objects to complete the task.
Wow.
Wow. Netizens commented that this is like telling sailors in the Navy to scrub their decks well or enjoy the sun while scrubbing those decks.
Wow.
Which is offensive and disrespectful to their service.
Where are her parents at? Or, yeah.
Right.
Look. After
Didn't
that,
they read these letters before sending them off?
You gonna trust teenagers? No.
Right.
After that post, a different soldier uploaded the letter he got from the same school, including references to sexual harassment, reminding the soldier not to pick up drop soap.
Oh my god. What?
Was soap spelled incorrectly? What?
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Why is it doing that?
Why is it doing what?
Sorry.
You go drop soap. It's like the underline. It's under soap.
It bothered me.
But it's...
Because I have Grammarly, so it just means it's...
Oh, so it's doing grammar shit? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Got it.
Don't worry about it. It's the riddle.
The letter also mentioned shine muscats, which are expensive grapes that are currently coveted by the nation. In this specific context, feminists believe that mandatory service soldiers have it easy while serving their terms. Sheesh. So the high school student wrote this to insinuate that the soldiers have it easy, so easy in the military that they are spoiled with grand things, such as shine muscat grapes.
What? But you
The female.
have you ever met a female soldier? I think not. Because I mean, obviously women don't know, right?
Not
So
fair.
what the fuck? Shut the fuck up, bitch. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
The female high school student that will never have to serve this mandatory service.
That part.
Facts. Following, the letter reveals a war between Namchos, male-dominated online communities, and Yeochos, female-dominated online communities, began as they attacked one another while defending their position. Namchos called out the female high school students for their disrespect to the very soldiers who defended not just the nation, but also the students of Jim Young Girls High School. However, this quickly and predictably got out of hand when the male-dominated forums responding to the letters with sexual harassment, going as far as sending the female high school students condoms, making online plans to go to the school and beat the girls up, and some online forums making it their personal missions to drive the female high school students to take their own lives by uploading deepfakes of different girls.
Oh my
Man, that's-
This got out of.
They on some other shit over there.
Right.
Like they are on some other
There
shit
was
over
no
there.
middle. It was just we gonna fuck your whole life up.
But that's what they do. Like
Yeah, that's what teens
they
do.
be having Twitter feeds.
Yeah, but there's
it
some
don't
middle
go-
grounds here.
I mean,
There's
no, that's what teens do, but this is like, these are...
They're actually
They're-
acting on
yeah, they're resourceful.
everything.
Yeah, they're resourceful and they're making it happen.
And that's what we're talking about. They're a whole nother level. American teens, they just do a lot of this. And if they gonna fight, they gonna fight. That's what
That's
it is.
about it.
But this is like, I'm gonna ruin your whole fucking life
Yeah.
because I feel like it.
It's
Like
different.
what?
It's
Like
different.
they're
You're
petty
fucking
over
weird.
there.
All
Like
right,
they're
cool.
fucking crazy over there.
Don't let me
Something
get all
wrong with
you
y'all.
know.
They ain't got nothing
You
else to
ain't
do.
gonna, you ain't gonna like me.
All right.
Different. The female-dominated forum responded by reiterating that the military service isn't hard and blaming the school, saying it was inappropriate of the school to force minors to write letters to the military, especially since it was only the female high school students who were offered this opportunity. Again, this is an opportunity for the entire school, but it's an all-girls school.
And y'all should have read it.
Yeah, y'all should have read those. Articles about the ongoing controversy have been filled with malicious comments targeting the high school students and the general female population of the nation.
Damn.
Comments such as, "I pray that something like Seal Ferry's accident will happen to Jin Young Girls High School." Ooh. And "I hope all the comfort women will be taken away after the war." Wow. Okay. For reference, Sewell Ferry tragedy is an incident that occurred on December 14th, 1970, when an unreasonably sudden turn caused overloaded and improperly secured cargo to shift and capsize the boat. Ooh. Of 476 passengers and crew, 304 died in the disaster, including 250 high school students. Wow. That's terrifying. Shortly after the controversy began making headlines, Jin Young Girls High School released an official statement apologizing on behalf of the students. While they explained that the letters have been a part of their educational experience and tradition since 1961, they feel apologetic for the ongoing situation and are working on handling it internally.
They should have read the
Read the
letters.
That's their
That's
fault.
the easiest way to go about this.
Mhm.
Read the letters. Keep the tradition, read the letters. That's
school
it.
fault.
And if it's too much work to read all those letters,
Then don't do
do
it
Don't
at
do it,
all.
right.
Yep.
Sorry.
This should not just be. This should not just be like just a thing you do and you don't like take the proper precautions.
That makes sense.
Or this is weird.
And I get you want people to be able to have like the little pen pals and, be able to have like, have whatever conversations and stuff. Like, no, we're still in school. Like, what I'm saying? We're educating children on how to like communicate. But,
And
like,
this is not elementary. This is high school teenage
Right, where
girls that's
elementary
on the
kids are like, "Oh my
internet all
God."
the time.
My hero.
plus,
Yeah.
Kids have a mind of their own now, and
isn't it like 20, 21, 22? Like, are we really not vetting these letters? But like, are we not really not like having them send the letter through whatever Google Drive or whatever? Like, wait, like, we're not triple checking this? Like, are we really not treating people?
I guess they did. I mean, obviously they didn't, but I know over here when we write letters to whatever soldier, our teachers read the letters. So I don't understand why your teachers
And
didn't
that's
read
why
the letters.
they do it even when you send it like voluntarily. Like outside of that, they tell you not to put the cards, like when you do the Christmas cards to the soldiers and kids and stuff, they tell you not to put the cards in envelopes because they go through them and they send it out to people. So,
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, they are one of a kind over there.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's a lot.
Down
it's a lot
to the
deeper.
sayings and to all
Yeah,
of
so all the females are the same. It just depends on the subject that you act that crazy towards. That's what it is. Y'all all act crazy, but
yeah.
not all. I can't say all.
Well, even when they had like this big ordeal going back and forth with, I forgot, it was like a whole. It was like China, Japan, Korea, and they were or islander country. It's somebody. They were like going back and forth. Like they just took it too far. Like it was like, but I know Koreans were involved. It was like something on TikTok. This girl.
The girl
Who had got that
in Hawaii
tattoo or something?
who had the tattoo of the Japanese rising sun,
Oh,
not
yeah.
knowing with the history behind
Yeah.
it, and she was Filipino, I think.
Yeah, and so it was like Filipino, and then people, I think, was it Japanese was trying to take up for the Philippines, and I was like, yo, when I tell you, like, the Koreans, they took it to the next fucking level. I was like,
Because somebody, I think it's because she was listening to like a K-pop idol, and then like one of the, on the Korean side was basically saying how would she know? She's Filipino. She's fucking dumb. They don't know anything, blah, 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 and then started attacking the Philippines as a whole, saying how they're like a shitty country, they're not well educated, and then they took it to a whole new level.
They take it all the way fucking there, and I'm like, what's wrong with y'all?
Wow.
I was like, y'all be taking it there with the K-pop people too, so I'd be like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, do y'all not think before y'all act? I don't think y'all do. I was like, I don't think they have consequences like we got consequences. Because, I mean, we about that life too.
Yeah, we about that.
We are about that life to
You
where
get shot
like
in
we
the
will
face.
fight you.
Yeah, like
You get shot in the face.
right. Some people don't even talk. You get shot first.
They don't even have a heart. They'll just pop. That's it.
I was like, you.
I don't
talking
like
too
what you
fucking
said.
much.
It's
You
not
will
easy.
get jumped over here. You will get like beat up over here. Like you will go to jail over here. Like I don't know if y'all.
That's
have,
what it is.
I don't think they have consequences.
They don't
like
got
we
consequences
do.
for talking. That's the problem. That's what I feel like they don't have.
Because over here we so aggressive.
talking,
like
yeah.
you can
For
look
talking,
at,
they don't
you
have
can look at us
consequences.
wrong. Be like, are you okay, sis? I'm like, oh. I mean,
Yep.
these are my eyes.
And
so
why-
That's where I came from. Yes.
It's
Which is dumb
standard
as fuck.
to when you're at a red light to not stop at a red light next to a car to where you can like turn and look at the driver.
Right,
Like
unless you-
it's always
right.
like off kilter
Mhm.
because like I've done a news story to where like somebody did that and they thought they were getting looked at wrong and they shot him.
It's dumb. It's dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like you can't control nobody's eyes. Them her eyes, and so what?
Right.
Get over it. And I'm like, but no, it's just like growing up. It's like, so who you looking at like that? Like you trying to fight? I'm like, what is you talking about?
I think
Yes.
it's like I can't really speak for Korean culture, but I think I can speak somewhat for like American culture. Like we're all agreeing the social cue, the social status quo says basically if you talk, you know what I'm saying, you're liable to get socially, you know what I'm saying,
better be
you know what I'm saying, like
ready.
because like legally, nigga don't care. No one cares. It's not against the law for you to run your mouth, but you know what I'm saying.
We can
Socially,
run.
you know what I'm saying? These days, if you talk, whether it's you're spreading someone's business, or you're slandering their name, or you're just popping shit.
Hell,
like,
you
know what I'm
can
saying?
get
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
court for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Slander somebody's name.
no, you can go to court. But I'm saying, but like I said, at least in our society, like someone may like physically accost you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's not like you know what I'm saying, like, oh, this man, he put his hands on me. Well, what did you do? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's
That's
not-
where
yeah.
the snitches get stitches came from.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You
So-
open your fucking mouth.
Not
so,
saying that it has to be violence, but again, it's
Yeah.
just the known thing that like so I know that like you know what I'm saying, like in the world.
You know the consequences.
The consequences of you opening your mouth, telling secrets, you know what I'm saying? Just placing things that shouldn't be where they are. You know what I'm saying? Like you do, and you being the one to do it.
And
And-
here they support you.
Right.
They
consequences,
support
right, so-
right away.
And then just on top of that, it's just like going through these stores. It's like somebody can say some bullshit and people just deem it true because clickbait and all of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then come to find out they lying, but nothing really happens.
Mm-hmm.
Over here,
And
it's
nothing
like
happens after to help
Right,
the
so I
person.
guess-
homie,
Okay,
like what
sorry.
you call it is going to like people is going to jail for lying. Like people going to jail for lying over here. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's different. Y'all
It's
different
happening.
over there.
Mhm.
That's 40. That would have been a quick 40 years. What you mean?
Right.
That's the rest of
There's
your
a,
life.
there's a whole law against that.
Right, you can't even call the police for no reason no more. You getting locked the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right.
Obstruction of justice, what you said?
Yep.
Mhm.
There's a whole
Wasting my
law.
fucking time. Everybody's time. Anyway, that was silly. All right, next we have Russ updates.
Oh, okay.
Child, this has been a journey.
Let's get it.
All right, Hannah Gutierrez
Gutierrez. Yes.
Reed filed the suit in New Mexico under the state unfair trade practices law against Seth Kinney.
Mm.
Who the fuck is that?
It says after.
I was about to, I have like the burp, but it's like stuck in my chest. The man who supplied ammunition to the production alleging that he provided a mix of dummy rounds and live bullets, creating the hazard that led to the death of the film's cinematographer.
Damn.
Kenny, who owns PDQ Arm and Prop in Albuquerque, has previously described to investigators how dummy rounds may have become mixed with reloaded rounds that contain live bullets. Wait, how? The live rounds would have been, the live rounds would have had the Starline brass logo, making them appear similar to dummy rounds. However, in a subsequent. Okay.
You got it.
Shit. However, in the subsequent interview with ABC News, Kenny contradicted that statement. Oh shit. Flatly. That's Flatly, right?
Yeah.
Flatly denying that the live rounds came from him, and on ABC 2020 special about Russ' incident, he says he
says something.
Oh, he says something different, saying he wasn't the only ammunition provider. Okay,
So he said he did, and he brought it back.
Okay, so.
And now there's a second ammo guy?
He's saying that was another provider, but that's a lie.
That's not a lie. There were two providers of ammunition
Interesting.
and props. Because he provided props and ammunition, and then another company also provided ammunition. Or also like props. But they got either the props and or ammunition from two different companies, his being the main one. So on the 2020 special, he was like, "Oh no, I wasn't the only one that was providing stuff to the thing."
So what did he say wrong, or what did he lie about? I'm confused.
Because on the ABC, when he was just interviewing with ABC, he says that the live rounds didn't come from me at all. But previously he was like, but I think what he said had been misinterpreted, because on the 2020 special, he was like, here's a scenario as to how
it can
a live round can get mixed in the dummy bullets, and then he showed how to tell the difference between them, and it's a simple shake test. The fake ones, when you shake it, you can hear the little the gunpowder in it rattling around because there isn't a bullet inside of it.
Right.
So at the end of the day, Hannah suing him is useless, because even if he did send a live round,
she's supposed to check it.
You're supposed to check that.
Yeah.
She's steady trying to sue something. This
She's just trying to take
second person she's trying to sue, right?
No, that was the other one. That was the other lady who was like, they put me in danger.
But she tried to sue
It was like there were like other
That the
members of the
producers.
crew that were suing like Russ the producers.
Yeah.
This is the first one where somebody's going after like the guy who provided some of the ammunition and the props.
So, but that still doesn't
But
justify
why-
you not doing your job. So,
Right,
so you
right.
even so when
You
it
didn't
was
even
just
check,
like,
so.
I mean, okay, cool, but you
going to
still
jail.
are responsible, baby. Like, I don't know.
You going
I
to
don't know
jail
what
and
you
the
thought
other
was
dude
gonna
going to
happen.
jail.
I feel like if he's going to jail, the AD may still go to jail.
And she should
The
go to
armorer
jail.
may still
Her?
go to jail.
Because that is the armorer. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, his armorer.
Yeah,
that's the
armorer,
okay,
yeah.
Armor,
So she
the
should go
armorer
to jail.
and the AD should go
Yeah.
to jail.
If y'all gonna get him in jail, y'all all need to trickle
But
around too.
he probably not gonna go to jail because guess what? That's her job.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, he can say, "I provided all, dummy rounds." He can say that,
No, but-
and because he's the one being accused, and what was provided, there's no way to like go back and check it.
Yeah, there's
He
no.
doesn't have the burden of proof.
Right,
She has
she
the burden of
does,
proof.
'cause it's
She
her
has to
job.
prove that the bullet that shot the DP
Came from
what
him.
came from him. She has to prove that, and I mean they still have the bullet. I don't know if the bullet, because that's stuff for investigation purposes. I don't know if the bullet has his,
Like
the logo of the things that he provides. So that would be the only like damning information.
But still, even doing that, great, you got him in trouble. You're also going to get in trouble too. It just also confirms that you didn't do your job. So
Right, 'cause
either way, you're screwed, bitch.
Yeah, you
I
going
just
to jail.
don't
She should let
understand.
that rock, but okay.
Yeah.
And it just looks even worse because your dad, bro.
Like he's
Your dad is a
known-
world renowned armorer.
And you
how?
You came out your mouth and said, I wasn't ready. You shouldn't have took the fucking job if you wasn't ready.
For
Yes.
her first job. She said that for her first job. The one where she was on with Nicolas Cage where he yelled at her for shooting without warning.
I thought it was this
You still
one.
weren't ready. You should take a job.
I highly recommend
she shouldn't
watching
have
the
took-
2020 special.
Okay.
I highly recommend it.
She shouldn't have took two jobs.
Right,
Only job.
being the prop and the armorer. Nah.
There's just a lot of red flags.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, sis. We
You're
trying
not
to
about to
look
have
for
this
you,
one.
right? We trying to look out for you, but nah. Nah.
Like
You want
she's
too much.
literally the last person who needs to be filing anything.
Right,
just need to
you're
sit
still
there and
being
be
looked
quiet.
at too.
You are a suspect.
Right, how are you filing for anything?
You gotta file for
shut up.
unemployment. Complain with me. File for EBT.
All right,
shit.
I guess we move it on. Royally screwed. Virginia, is it Guiffre? Okay, Guiffre. I want to say giraffe so bad.
Right?
The woman who filed
You-
giraffe. The woman who filed a suit against Prince Andrew last August, claiming she was sexually trafficked to the Britain prince by Jeffrey Epstein, accepted $500,000 back in 2009 to settle her lawsuit against Epstein. According to a court record unsealed early January of this year, the private 2009 legal deal resolved Guiffre's allegations that Epstein had hired her as a teenager to be a sexual servant at his estate in Palm Beach, Florida. And was this the island that the little
No,
island
this
thing that
is
he
just the estate.
This is
Okay.
just like his house. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know he had a little island and stuff. Andrew was not named in that lawsuit, but Guiffre had. Can I just say giraffe? It's like messing with my mouth.
I think
You say
that's
Virginia.
I think that's the there's one more other time. where
Okay. It's messing with
later I just changed it to like she and her.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just, what's her name? Virginia?
Virginia,
Yeah,
okay.
Virginia.
But Virginia had
Virginia.
alleged in it that Epstein had flown her around the world for sexual encounters with numerous men, including royalty, politicians, academicians, businessmen, and or professional and personal acquaintances.
Okay.
The lawsuit
That's the world.
does, however, contain a single paragraph saying it protects anyone who could have been included as a potential defendant from being sued by Virginia. The prince's lawyers say that language should bar her from suing Andrew now, even though he wasn't a party to the original settlement. Her legal team maintains that the language about
Legal.
did it okay legal. Listen, there are some words in the English language that I
Not
don't
big
know, so
deal.
I am not questioning when I don't know things.
Legal.
Listen, I've learned to be honest with myself the last few months that my English is not A1.
Same. I was struggling today. today was just not a good day for me.
Her legal team maintains that the language about protecting potential defendants in the settlement between his client and Epstein was irrelevant to the prince's lawsuit, in part because the paragraph did not mention the prince and he didn't know about it, and that Prince Andrew could not have been a potential defendant in the settled case against Jeffrey Epstein, both because he was not subject to jurisdiction in Florida and because the Florida case involved federal claims to which he was not a part.
Wow.
Prince Andrew's legal team filed for a motion to dismiss the lawsuit the day after the court record was unsealed, claiming she only wanted another payday. The court denied the dismissal the next day. That bitch. Right now, his options are to either fight the case in court, but given the negative light that process would shine on his family in the year of his mother's platinum jubilee, marking the Queen's 70th year on the British throne, most analysts see it as highly unlikely. As a UK resident, Prince Andrew could also simply refuse to cooperate with the trial if it does go ahead, but that tactic would move for a default judgment against him, which could see him ordered to pay any sum of money the judge sees fit. Or, his best option, reach a settlement with Virginia out of court to stop the case from going to trial. But her legal rep said she was not interested in a purely financial settlement, suggesting that she may only agree to settle the suit out of court if any payment comes within an acknowledgement by Prince Andrew that he's done something wrong.
So he's screwed.
Either way.
Either one of these options, because she filed the suit in Florida. So this one in Florida? No, she filed this one in New York. I think it's
Prince
before.
Andrew is the brother.
Which one is he?
Yeah.
He's definitely older.
Right.
So is
He's
he
not under the Prince Philip's line.
Okay.
He's next to it.
So he's just another royal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
he looked like
Agreed.
no white
You
man.
see?
No white man.
That's
Okay, that's what I thought. So
He
yeah.
look like he got a
So
legal team.
Prince Charles's brother.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So
Right, because
now,
I'm just like, he's a lot older, but it's like he's not next
so
to
now we're in a time where you being a prince and you having a good legal team is still
So the
not
queen's
enough.
son.
It's still not enough to save
queen's
you
son,
from your
okay.
own bullshit.
the second son, so he's not.
So he's
not
under-
Right, so Prince Charles is first in line because he's the dad, and then it goes to William, and then his first son, and then Prince William's first son. And from that, so Prince Andrew, I think he's like 12th in line.
I don't know how this.
Because it
works.
starts with the first son
Mhm.
is first in line, and then the first men in his lineage.
Right.
Can I just tell you what came to mind? It's kind of petty, but I was just like, oh, level 6.
Yeah, he's like level 6.
Yes, I'm here for it.
But that's what like.
But he's
popped
been
into
happy-
my mind.
but
She's
he's
like
been-
12th
yeah.
in line.
Yeah,
Level
but
6.
he's happy being level 6 and just coasting off of that.
Yeah, yeah, he's a prince. He's still
Yeah.
royalty, you know what I'm saying?
His mother is Queen Elizabeth. Got it.
Mm.
Okay, cool. All right, Mr. Andrew.
So either way, he's either going to be out a lot of money, because if he just decides to not show up, the judge can be like, all right, we'll pay her like $50 million. You know, like whatever the judge sees fit, will see fit.
Must
And
be
him-
nice to just
and
have
him
that.
not showing up, yeah, right? And him not showing up is kind of like a guilty. It's almost like guilty
admission of
by
guilt, yeah.
the admission of guilt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
even if you weren't like, you know.
I mean, I feel like if you're trying to keep your mouth shut, then just pay that money and just lose that bread and call it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Make it back the way you're supposed to make it back. Oh, that favor, whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what that can mean when you're really up there. So,
The truth always comes out.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
just
it's gonna come-
It always
He's
comes
already-
out.
it's going to come out regardless. So you might as well
Yeah.
settle out of court. And if you
Right.
did some wrong shit, let it be what it is.
He's already losing things from over there as like
Oh,
his
yeah.
military.
He's been stripped of like his military honors. and just-
They already
oh, yeah.
took it. They are not. They were like, well, we are over here now.
This isn't the only scandal he's been a part of.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I would
Sure.
just,
Yeah.
bro, what? Just admit your shit. Because
They
you're,
just been
you're
covering
literally
it up.
going to
Now
get
it's
exposed.
like It's too late now. The Epstein shit out.
They never
People.
learn that.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as
After
what's her
that bitch
name? As long as she
Ghislaine or whatever.
Yeah, as long as she keeps her mouth shut, she stays alive.
That part.
Oh.
She gonna go down
Yeah,
for
let's not
it.
bank on it, right?
She already went down, didn't she?
She's been
Convicted?
charged, but
Yeah.
she's been convicted, but she hasn't been sentenced yet. And that's when Epstein died, when he was waiting for his sentencing.
I
Yeah,
feel like he's
that's how
still
it be.
alive somewhere.
Yeah. They got him up on a rock or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
All
Got
the
it.
sexual predators are being exposed.
I'm here for
Welcome to the new world order. Okay.
it. Back to you.
Something's happening. Alright, next topic. Taemin update. This is SM Entertainment. As of January 14th, 2022, Taemin was transferred from military band of the Ministry of National Defense Service to supplementary service. Due to symptoms of depression and panic disorder that Taemin has suffered from before enlistment, he has been receiving treatment and counseling while serving in the military.
That's awesome.
Because of his worsening symptoms, the doctor in the military determined that it was impossible to continue his military life and receive treatment at the same time. So, it was decided to transfer him to supplementary service. Accordingly, Taemin will fulfill his military duty as a public service worker.
Oh.
Okay.
We apologize for causing concern with sudden news, and we will do our best to help Taemin focus on treatment and rest. Thank you. This statement was released last week after enlisting on May 31st of 2021 for 18 months as a member of the military's band. Taemin will continue as a public service worker until the end of his military term in November of 2022. As it is not uncommon for South Korean men to evade active duty by feigning illness, it was expected that some members of the public would question the sudden shift of this role. To prevent any misunderstandings, fellow soldiers that personally witnessed Taemin's army life stepped up and gave their testimonies. They also showed their undying support for his recovery. One fellow soldier wrote, "I'm someone that was from the same batch as him, and I've lived the same quarters as the non-sen training center. During the basic training, he did bring with him many medicines for depression, and I remember that every evening he would go to collect his medicines and eat them. Oof, not eat them. Every time, what? Every
That's how
time.
people say that.
Okay.
Sorry, my mom says it.
Not eat
I
them.
mean,
Yeah,
it sounds
like,
like
wait,
fuck.
like yeah, that's.
I
it
mean,
goes
like,
down.
that's technically
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
eating, but it's like phonetically it sounds weird.
Right.
It
It more sounds to like
Right.
taking medicine.
I'm gonna go devour my meds. Like,
I'm gonna eat
fuck.
my meds now.
Or I'm gonna go drink my medicine. Like it sounds like it's alcohol. Like it's self-medicated.
I mean, jeez. All right.
I guess I'm used to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if you're used to it, yeah, for sure. That's like how people say making groceries in the South. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go make groceries.
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah,
I
it's a
actually
thing
have
and it
heard make
drives me
groceries.
insane.
I
Yeah,
never
it
heard
So I'm
that.
just like, how
I
do you
would be
make
like,
groceries?
yo,
They're already
what?
there. You're gonna go get them.
I ain't never heard that one before.
Oh yeah, it's. I'm about to go to the pig and make some groceries.
You go to the pig and make some.
Not
groceries.
Piggly Wiggly and gonna make some groceries at the Piggly Wiggly. Okay.
All right. Every time that happened, even if he was suffering, he would show us the bright side of himself and someone older than us dongsangs, and would even play with us. I heard that he had suffered from this since prior to his enlistment, and that he was a hyung that always worked hard and hung in there at every training. I hope people won't criticize him too much. Another wrote, "I'm someone that took the same test as Taemin Hyung. We lived together for about 2 weeks, and he had been receiving medicines for depression and anxiety attacks every day. But even so, he was still suffering. Sleeping pills, sleeping aids. He would take 6 to 8 pills, and yet every night he would often wake up after nightmares. So because it seemed not to be enough, he received additional medicine at night and took them. But even so, he always smiled for his fellow soldiers in the living quarters that were taking the same tests as him, and even counseled us. Even though he was sick, he was a good hyung that always took care of others. More. Lastly, when we parted, he told us to keep our chins up and encouraged us like a kind hyung. He also said that he was afraid that if he left, people would talk. So since he seems to be in pain, I hope you won't criticize him too much. Thank you." Others made sure to make it known that he had these illnesses before enlisting, and despite that, did his best to help everyone.
Oh, Taemin.
Let me love you.
I'm glad that other people like are speaking up for him,
Right.
you know, because I'm like, as we see, as the idol life, they train and train and train, and sometimes don't get days off, and you know, some of these companies don't care about their mental health, and obviously they just put him on drugs and like, are you still gonna perform?
Right,
and so
they're gone from their families.
now I feel
for so
like
long.
now he gets a break.
Yeah, and he's
Even
getting
though-
help, like
right.
help.
Like, even though he's like doing training, which is, and you know, it's just training, but like, I feel like he's getting more help and getting more rest.
And it does suck that, you know, I mean, I get, because there are people who like pretend to be crazy and or pretend to be injured and stuff like that to try to get out of doing military service. So there's such a stigma that comes with that, especially being like downgraded when previously cleared.
Yeah.
So of the I'm looking at it now, with the military, they give you grades after, like, you know, they give you like the initial exam where you do the physical exam and the mental exam and stuff like that, to where they give you grades between 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. Or no, yeah, just like basically just like grades, and then they have like, okay, these are suitable for military service and these are not. So for the physical grade of 1, 2, and 3, you get active duty. For grade 4, you do supplementary service, which will be and I'm trying to remember some of the jobs that they'll do. It won't be like, you know, the gun training and stuff like that. It'll be like, I don't want to say pogue, but like what would be a pogue here, which is like people other than grunts. They do like, you know, they do like military desk work, military office work, and just other things that are military jobs that don't involve like military
Combat.
training.
Yeah.
That don't involve like combat and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
Huh.
Look, as long as that check come in, it's gonna make a problem.
Right, because
Boy.
there's even like somebody who I follow on Instagram, one of the Davids from DKDK TV. He, when his official one, like after his thing, they didn't put him in active duty, they put him in public service. So, and they were like, the good thing about that is that you actually get like to go home at the end of the day. At the end of the day, because you're not staying like in the barracks, like on like bases and stuff. So, but no, I'm glad that he's got that, because to be taking all these stuff and still waking up from nightmares.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. What did you got nightmares about? That's what I want to know.
Trainee days. He was at 14, so there's no telling when he started training.
So he was taken away from his family at a very young age.
Right. Like, he don't really know what life is like as a teenager.
And then I hate to say it in the sense of like that it has to be Taemin, but usually from what I've gathered from K-pop over the last few years, they're very what's what I'm looking for? Someone has to break the mold for the thing to really like hit. It's not like we're all doing this now. It's like someone's doing it, and now we all kind of see that it works, and so let's all like do it. If that makes sense. It's like they kind of want to stay in line instead of like breaking out to do things. And like one of these things I think is like the mental health. And the mental fortitude.
So he
and the
might be
mental
the thing that starts.
So yeah, I hope that this at least if nothing else, Taemin's life and the care he's getting is like a catalyst for like looking out for the mental health and the mental state of idols and artists in South Korean entertainment. If you know, to say the least, you know what I'm saying? Like, but especially since we're talking about K-pop and K-pop artists, please. I hope this becomes something that people talk about. You know, at the end of the day, we're people. Your brain is important. You know what I'm saying? Your body, yes, of course, but your brain does a lot of that work. So it's very important that your mental health is taken care of and considered, especially moving forward in this new era where, you know, K-pop groups are debuting left and right. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure that something pops and it happens to be the next best thing, you know what I'm saying? You can't just run people ragged, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let them live, you gotta let them breathe. So yeah.
So I did find it said that public service workers, personnel ordered to do public service work at places that require auxiliary workers, so local community centers, city halls, government agencies, public facilities like subway stations, and then it could be like technical personnel for arts and sports personnel, or health doctors, lawyers, veterans, like I guess whatever you have your education in, like because you have basically all your 20s to enroll, you can go to college first and get like a doctor's degree, and then you go into the military, and then like you work for a public health doctor, for your thing if you don't have active duty. If you just happen to be, a grade 4, so stuff like that. So at the very least, he'll have the time to work on his mental health. So, when he gets out, so maybe a little further along, so he doesn't have to take that time later, and he can get right back into his music if he wants to, or continue taking a break, whatever he chooses. And hopefully he's not pressured or criticized for making his choice.
Yes.
Right.
It ain't your life.
That part, let him live.
They so entitled.
So entitled.
Let him live. Alright.
Alright, next up.
Last topic of the day.
Hallyu.
Hallyu. Visa. Alright.
Hallyu. We just talking about this.
Alright. South Korea is introducing a new type of travel visa, and is largely due to Korean entertainment.
Woohoo!
The new visa program is set to be introduced by South Korea this year with the goal to draw global... Wait, what?
No, I'm like...
Oh.
I'm in it. I'm like, what?
Okay, to draw global cultural talents.
That's us!
The Hallyu visa program is specifically designed as a response to the Korean wave, so it is meant to support the entry of foreigners eager to learn about Korea culture and entertainment industry. A senior Justice Ministry office explained the purpose behind the program, and it's a response to not only the Korean wave but also the pandemic, saying the Justice Ministry has been pushing for the Hallyu visa program on the back of soaring demands for education on Korea's culture content. To add further momentum to Korea wave and support the pandemic hit local culture and music industry. To be eligible for the program, you must plan to stay for longer than 90 days in Korea and enroll in entertainment related education.
Okay.
Because most
Sounds
visas
like a
allow you
situation.
to be in a country for up to 90 days anyway. It varies, but
more.
They said you stand for 3 months, homie.
Right, you gotta be minimum 3. Minimum.
like if you stay, most of the time when you go to a different country, if you're going to be staying for more than 3 months, you got to have some type of visa to justify that.
Right. There it goes. Jesus the Christ. It was like stuck for a while. Okay. Excuse me. Many current international students think it will help even more foreigners visit Korea, but there are many concerns of non-natives who work in the industry and are in Korea on a E6 visa to do so. Say many companies will take advantage to get away with paying people under the table instead of through official channels.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Which is what's happening here, so...
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of LA is, a lot of this,
it
let me
is
cash out
happening,
this
so-
Venmo it, half and half it, like whatever, but you do the job and we pay you.
Getting the E6 visa is notoriously difficult because the strict rules necessary to get one. If you are caught working for any local company before getting one, you will never be able to get an E6 visa. But if people were able to come in on that Hallyu visa, those requirements aren't needed anymore, and you can work for companies.
Got you.
So big hit hire.
right. So
Since y'all already been taking the ID.
So the whole summer basically.
So it's just
the whole spring.
you have to. So the only requirement is to be there for 90 days.
At least. I think.
Like
And
it
work
has to
90
be
Like 91 days, basically.
Okay, 91 days.
And you
It
have
has
to be
entertainment
enrolled.
related.
Yeah, you have to be enrolled in some type of education to learn about
So you have to
Korean
take
culture.
one entertainment class.
That's cool. I mean, you
and
should. I mean, fuck,
you have to be
would,
there for
you know?
91 days. So where do I sign up?
Right, like.
Right. So
All four
and
of
so
us?
and
Should we take
on
a
all of my expat groups that I'm in for Korea, they have all been raising concerns because they already, like we over here, fight to be paid, justly and things like that. And so with this, they'll be like, oh, like they're already doing things like that with like locals. Like now they're gonna be, but a lot of companies over there like to use foreign people in their commercials and things like that, and so they have to go through the official channels and they have to hire people who have E6 visas or they can get in trouble. But now that with this visa on its way going through being a thing, they'll be able to be like, oh, well, a person with E6 visa, normally I'd have to pay you, like 200, whatever, like 50K, won to do this, because of, what I'm supposed to pay you. But this person, they'll do it for, 2,500 won, and, whatever, I'll do them. And they're on a visa here, so I, as a company, won't get in trouble for hiring them. So that's what a lot of worry that's been going around in those forums.
I feel like it's similar, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it could just be the way that I think and operate. It sounds similar to Americans who get mad with like foreigners who freaking do work, and they're like, oh, I'm losing my job because of these Mexicans or whatever the fuck, and it's like, no, they're doing it. And yeah, they're willing to do it cheaper, but I mean, if you knew how to do your fucking job, they wouldn't look for other people. So that's just how I operate. I'm like,
they're doing the jobs that you don't want to do.
Exactly.
So why are you bitching about it?
It's more so like union versus non-union, because it's not Korean locals that are getting mad. It's people who are foreigners in Korea who are getting mad. So it's like union.
It was like I've been here.
Yeah.
And I've been here already. So it's like
in a different place.
Right. So it's like the E6 are the union workers, and now the Hallyu people there on Hallyu visas will be like the non-union, to where you can hire me and not have to go through as many checks and balances and red tape to get me to work.
They should just make different requirements. Like there is non-union and there is union. Like some union projects, you have to be union in order to work it, and there's other things like they should try to make something like that where there's obvious levels to it, and it's not all the non-union people beating out all the SAG people just because of whatever. Like I guess that's the only thing. But you can worry about it, but unless you bringing it to the government or whoever the fuck is in charge, like nothing's gonna happen. So I mean, are you gonna spend your whole life worrying about this shit? Or are you gonna do something about it? Make yourself valuable. I don't know.
Yeah, on the surface, it sounds like the E6 would have to be like the new SAG/union situation, and how you would be the non-union. I mean, it sounds like it could work.
It could definitely work, but they have to bring that.
I feel like just the concept of unionizing foreigners, like in your entertainment industry, I don't know how that would like really break, because like our union rules are certain rules. Maybe they don't want, like maybe their union rules may be different. So that's gonna be a conversation,
Like I can't have a very detailed conversation about something I don't know. So that's why
for sure.
That's why like
I'm just
for me,
bringing up the points.
No, yeah, but that's why I'm like, my only suggestion is bring it to whoever's in charge. That's the only thing I can say. Or you can just go about worrying. Enjoy that. Have fun. That sucks. Like, your life is gonna suck just worrying about it. Make yourself
switch over to a Hallyu visa.
Exactly. That's what I'm like.
I got both.
Yeah, exactly. What you need? You need E6? Here's my E6. You need Hallyu visa? Here's my Hallyu visa. What you need?
But also, I will say that if and this is again kind of playing devil's advocate. Let's say the Hallyu visa goes out and it's successful, wildly successful. People are coming through. They're staying in Korea for extended periods of time. They're learning. They're spreading education. I feel like if any market is kind of like the markets in which we work and live, then saturation at some point, or oversaturation at some point, is going to become a thing. And so the people who are the professionals, once again, will have an opportunity to shine, because now, instead of us sifting through all the foreigners, we know that at least the E6 people are going to be folks who have, they're professionals. They work on it. They take the time to you know what I'm saying? So I feel like at some point it may feel like it's becoming more of this, but I feel like professionalism and hard work is always going to put you in that different
That's
space.
what I said. Make yourself valuable.
Yeah. I would say, I feel like it'll take time for either side to see what
the value
what the value in this is going to be, and if anything needs to be done.
Yeah, because there is quality over quantity. So you guys can be worried that a lot of people are going to do the Hallyu visa, but how many of them are going to be able to bring what the people need?
And that's under the assumption that the people going over there under the Hallyu visa wants to be in the entertainment industry. They don't just want to learn about Korean culture.
I was going to say, some of them just want to come visit. We just want to maybe start a business over here. There's not anything
just like
about
spend
entertainment.
6 months in Korea rather than 3 months and then having to go back to where they are for I think it's a month you have to wait and then to go back. To just spend 6 months there to learn everything.
To make a new Itaewon class.
Yes.
A physical one, you know what I'm saying? Their own bar. But they got to be in time for 6 months.
Or if you just want to take a class out of school and the class is going to last more than 3 months.
There you go.
You can be like, hey, I'm just coming here to take a class just because it's easier to learn it here than to figure out what it is online. Because it's just the same for me. I want to learn more about the entertainment industry, but I can't do that over here because I can only, Google
so
how
much.
does-
Yeah, you only
I
have
can
access
Google
to so much.
Right. It's just I don't know what it's like to be on a Korean set.
Yep.
I can't Google that.
That's oh yes.
I don't know what it is that they're teaching them because I look at the behind the scenes stuff and I'm like, y'all got 8 cameras going on at once, getting all takes or all shots in one take. Whereas here we do it one shot at a time, so we got shot lists that are 6 feet long.
I'm like, how long do y'all take just to make a movie?
Right, it
Make
probably
a
don't
show.
take long.
Right, because I feel like it would
cut
be
that time in half.
Right, it's I feel like it'd be a heck of a lot shorter if I got all angles going on in this one take. Cool, got it. Where all angles? Next scene.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
that is.
All right, now we got to move this and have this angle. All right, everybody.
Like what
on
we
this
did
side,
for
y'all
the
can get
jellyfish
out.
games.
Yeah, all
Imagine
the
if we
different
only
angles.
had one camera.
That would have taken so long.
Hell no.
Yeah.
But we had 6 cameras going on at once. We
Yeah.
got it all. From the top, from the side, up in your
And
face.
it was just a natural reacting. We didn't have to react the same way you reacted to this. When you did this,
Like,
do
can
the
you bring me
same
that
thing for
energy
this
again?
angle. Didn't have to do that.
Well, guys,
Hallyu visa, we're coming.
that's dope. That's dope.
Oh yeah,
I'm here for it.
here for it.
Well, guys, that was the current.
Mm-hmm.
Just updates on everything. What was the list
We
today?
had Korean gender war, Russ updates, royally screwed,
Yeah.
Taemin updates, and Hallyu visa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all let us know how y'all feeling about these topics because y'all already heard what we had to say.
And if you have any extra information to send it our way. Oh, yes.
Let's talk about it.
The entertainment industry is changing.
Yep.
Oh, it is.
I don't want to
Changing.
say too much.
It is shifting.
But yeah, it's definitely shifting. Honestly, I want to say end of next year, it's gonna be a different. It's gonna have shifted the way COVID shifted things in 2019. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna or 2020. It's gonna be one of those quick we saw it moving, and next thing once people oh, it's already moved. We're already doing it. It's there. So thank you guys for being around for this episode of.
It's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see?
In March, it'll be officially 2 years since the whole world shut down.
Yeah.
And people still
We're
shutting
going to
down.
do a COVID anniversary week. Anyway, all right, you guys. Thank you guys for being here for the current episode 19. We appreciate y'all for being around for this journey. It's been beautiful, and let's continue to do it. Y'all be blessed. Wash your hands. Be safe. Spend time with your family. And eat well. Cook for yourself. It's a different energy. Bye.